Now I request Dr. R.B. Khandagave sir, Director SNSI, to deliver inauguration address of today's meeting.
Yes, Sri T.D. Kate sir, who is the chief guest of the today's function, Nandakumar, President of SISTA, Sri Padu Patil sir, Director General, Vasantara Sugar Institute, Pune, Balu Bakshi, Executive Director, Godavari Sugar Mills, P.G.K. Dutt, Convener and Vice President of SISTA, Sanjay Desai, Chairman and Managing Director, Green Excel EPC India Limited, Sri A.C. Patil, Managing Director, Mass Sugar, Senior Executives of the sugar factories, technology providers, students, and others. So it is my privilege to speak few words in this joint seminar arranged by SISTA and Zilingappa Sugar Institute, Khandagave. Of course, the ethanol is already now picked up area. So most of the sugar factories are already commencing this production, and some are expanding, some are in the process of expanding. So this is because of the government policies that has attracted many investors. Of course, this journey started when Government of India announced the biofuel policy in 2018. The government was trying to explore the possibilities of adding biofuel, because the escalating cost of fossil fuels and also depleting the fossil fuels, and also dependency on other countries on fossil fuels. So this was the reason where the government, not only in India, globally this was the thrust in many countries to reduce the burden on our dependency on fossil fuels. So with that objective, they started inventing or started experimenting with the various sources of biofuel. Not necessarily on sugarcane, but there were other crops, trees, seeds, and other sources of waste material. So this was the experimentation was going on. So meantime, there was other side development wherein the sugar production was excess. The sugar prices have fallen down, and factories are unable to clear the cane arrears. So there is an intention has come, and the Government of India announced the ethanol blending program in 2003. So that was the turning point for the sugar industry to reduce the falling price of sugar and also divert it for ethanol production. And this is the only option which government exploited on commercial scale. There are studies on different sources of biofuels like Jatropha, Pongamia, so many other sources are there, and there are studies on cellulosic ethanol production, which is not yet viable in India. So, but on commercial scale, it was only possible by utilizing the sugarcane base, so be it of BAV, syrup, or cane juice, or sugar itself. So that was the turning point wherein we moved forward, and there are some incentives, encouragement also being done by the Government of India to help the industry to enter into this. So still then, now with the stabilization, some are stabilized the production, some are in the process of stabilization. But on record, we have already made a commercial dent by achieving 12% blending. So that is the commercial achievement from mainly from the sugar industry. because the production has come and it has mixed with the petrol. So which some are stabilized already. So now that we need to look beyond it. So how we should now, like our sugar industry, we used to talk about milling efficiency, we used to talk about centrifugal areas, we used to talk about steam consumption. So many other areas we used to focus. Now time has come now to focus on different areas pertaining to distillation. So now there is a general topics have gone down. Now we need to go to specific issues for improving the different efficiencies, fermentation efficiency, distillation efficiency. So from the existing to how we should think of improving the efficiencies. So fermentation efficiency directly attracts the exploring the possibilities of microbes, potential microbes. Explore the other sources of microbes from the existing ones. How best the fermentation can be improved. Similar case with the distillation issues. So how technology can be incorporated so that the efficiency can increase and the industry get higher profitability. This is one area. Second area is we need to reduce the pollutants. So pollutants, distillation, you are already aware that this is a major area where the pollution control boards are major interference, are major hurdles for the progress. So there is a technologies to how we can think, how we can reduce the load, pollution load, so that it can help the environment as well as the sustainable growth of the industry, distillation. So this is another area where we can, as a technologist, we can need to address. Third is how best we can, now that these many sugar factories are utilizing the syrup during season and they are storing in VAV or molasses in the part of the off season. So this may not be a continuous process or sustainable way of doing it, because there will be, under normal situations this is okay. When it is as is selling some abnormal situations like drought, if it occurs, then the sugar factories may not operate in a proper days. Crop days will get reduced and the factories may not be able to get the raw material, required raw material. Therefore, we need to work out the methodology. Some are already, Praj is working on storage of syrup and molasses. So there is a more, it is still requires some more study and commercialization of these aspects. Then fourth one is we need to identify the potential supplementary crops. For example, if we close your season with 120 days or 150 days, so what we will do for running the 200 and 200 plus days for this day? So there are some potential crops like sugar beet, sweet sorghum, cassava. So there are potential crops which they can, I am not mentioning that they can replace, but definitely they will have a chance, they have a potential to supplement for 1 or 2 months raw material for the running of distilleries. So that can be also another area where we can think of increasing running the distilleries for longer period. So this is how these are the 3, 4, 5, 6 areas which we now look into the details. It's not a superficial one. We need to have a specific address on these issues. One more issue is the policies issues. So what are the policies lacunas? For example, he was mentioning about the EC clearance and the getting principal approval. There are some whiches where we need to discuss the detail and send the proposal to the government so that if it is feasible, they will also address all these issues also. So this is another area where we have to move forward. And lastly, I mean, now the world is changing, things are changing very fast. We need to integrate with other industries. It is, we are talking about the only sugar industry or biofuel or this distilleries. Now we need to integrate this industry with other energy areas like hydrogen production, hydrogen energy, then solar energy, so that if we integrate, so the efficiency will increase and profitability of the industry will increase. So these are some of the areas where we need to talk as a technicians and also look forward for the improving the efficiency and profitability of the not only sugar industry but also distilleries and other connected areas. So there may be some other areas which might have not touched, but all those things needs detailed deliberations, and I hope that these objectives, the seminar will deliberate some of the issues and help the industry to carry some take-home technology to them. So I wish all the best for the seminar, and thanks for the organizers for giving me an opportunity to speak a few words. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.